So I've been playing the precursor test of Crystal of Atlan for a week now, an upcoming Magic Punk-themed MMORPG, and here are my thoughts about it. Did I like it? Well, sort of. Do I think I'll be playing it for a long time? Maybe not. Are there any concerns related to the game? Many. There are elements that could make it very pay to win. While the maps look nice, they are very small and limited. And since there is no true exploration in the game due to the small maps, the content also feels quite limited. It's mostly combat-oriented, with not much variation. If we talk about classes, the game is gender-locked, but every class has two specializations. In terms of customization, you do have some options to change your character's appearance, but those are quite limited. While there are outfits available in the game, they can only be purchased from the cash shop. At least, I couldn't find any that were free. The gear you wear also doesn't change your appearance, except for the weapons. For some reason, the devs chose to allow this option only for weapons and nothing else. I wonder why? When it comes to combat, I actually liked it. It's fast-paced and punishing, with real boss mechanics, especially if you're under-geared. This is where it becomes a little shady though, because upgrading weapons requires a lot of resources, and each upgrade lowers the chance of success by 10% with no cap. This can make the game pay to win. Although I haven't faced any challenges leveling up so far, probably because of the amount of drops and XP you can collect from the story and side quests. But once you reach level 50, that's where it starts to become challenging to level up all the way to level 60 because of the limited things you can do every day to gain XP, which we'll discuss in details further. But before we get into the details about all the content available in the game, I'd like to thank my subscribers. Your support means a lot to me. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'm Bit, and this is EveryBit-Game. In terms of content, there's only a handful of it. First, you have the story dungeons. There are a total of 5, which also have an extension if you switch to Elite mode. Honestly, I think it's decent. The cutscenes are fine, but don't expect them to be anywhere close to Genshin or Wuthering Waves. You could say it's at Tower of Fantasy level, but without the bugs. Sometimes, it doesn't even make sense at all. Like this, for instance, where Grandpa just runs into the dungeon, and you're prompted to go home, take some rest, and deal with it the next day. It's hilarious. Okay, Grandpa, I hope you'll survive. I'll see you tomorrow. Then, again, when there was a full-on attack on Wonderland, we had to run back to the city to find a doctor, and then come back to continue the mission. I mean, really? We had so much time to spare? Because I thought all those islands were really far from each other, and we were traveling via airship. Is that the best you guys could come up with? Anyways, it's not just that. Story missions also require energy. If you run out of energy, you can't play the story anymore until it automatically refills the next day. But that's not all. Even if you have enough energy to play the mission, some of them will ask you to come back after a couple of real hours. At this point, I was really confused about whether the devs actually want players to play this game or not. Another thing I've noticed is that you can only gain XP through story quests, the Void Realm, or critical conquests, and all of these require energy points to play. This means you can only level up each day until you exhaust all your energy points. It gets better once you reach level 60 though, because after that you unlock account energy, which has a higher point cap. If you're playing alts, though I'm not sure why you do that in this game, you'll have enough energy to grind every day. There are 2 types of energy for both character energy and account energy: regular and reserved energy. If you have reserved energy, then playing story dungeons, the Void Realm, or critical conquests consumes the same amount of reserved energy as regular energy required to play the challenge, and in return, you get 2x rewards. As for the story, honestly, I didn't hate it. It's not great, but it's okay. I honestly liked the art style and the characters in general. I also really liked the models of some of the bosses. Next, we have co-op battles, which only unlock once you reach level 60. Then, there are events where you can find your monthly quests, daily login rewards, and more. Next, we have PvP ranked matches. As you can see, there are 2 types, solo and team. While both are arena matches, solo can be done at any time during the day, whereas team matches are only available during specific times each day. Ranking up gives you rewards, including arena currency, which can be used to purchase items ranging from PvP gear to a few other items from the shop. Interestingly, your PvE gear and PvP gear are separate, and PvE gear cannot be used in PvP. All gear in PvP will only have the base stats of the gear, and those gears cannot be upgraded or enhanced like PvE gear. This makes it important to have gear with the highest base value in PvP to gain an edge over your opponents. Not only that, upgrading your active and passive skills also helps. But to upgrade skills, you'll need skill points, which can be earned through story dungeons, the Void Realm, or critical conquests. This means you'll need to upgrade your PvE gear to do so. And if you remember, the upgrade success rate of your PvE gear decreases by 10% with each successful upgrade. Yeah. While having high-quality gear and skills with higher stats helps you deal more damage to your opponent, there are two important game mechanics in the arena to help you against crowd control CC effects. First, there's an energy bar, without which you cannot use your skills. Additionally, if you're stuck under a CC attack from your opponent, you won't take more damage than a certain limit. But don't get me wrong, it won't save you if your opponent is wearing better gear and has higher skill stats, because then you'll take more damage, and your health will drain faster than your opponent's. So beware of that. Moving on, we have challenges. Under challenges, we have tempered trials, where you must clear waves of mobs. The higher you go, the better the rewards you can collect daily without needing to do anything. Next, we have Duel of Bonds, where you can fight against the NPC friends you make in the game. It has two modes, normal and elite. Winning matches will grant you the listed rewards. Then there's the arena, where you can fight solo or as a team against the bosses from the story. Next is the Void Realm, which is similar to the arena, where you fight against the boss, either solo or as a team, but you can gain XP from it. Since you gain XP, it will cost you energy. Golden Fleece are day-of-the-week-based challenges, where you'll be given different objectives. The more objectives you fulfill, the better the rewards you get. Next, we have critical conquests, which are essentially episodes from the story. Since it's story content, you'll require energy points, but you can gain a lot of XP here. There are also weekly rewards that you can claim by completing 10 conquests every week. Lastly, we have the training ground, where you can test your skills and combos against training dummies. One thing I hated the most is that the maps are very small and limited, yet they're broken into zones. I just don't get it. Why? For example, I'm still on the same map, but I can't access the area above. I have to go around, pass through the zone gate, and watch the zone load again. For what reason? It's so absurd. What year is it, the 90s? And ironically, they call us adventurers in the game, while there isn't much to adventure. However, one thing I do appreciate about the game is that it's very well optimized and doesn't require high-end configurations to run. But when it comes to the ping, it's very unstable at the moment, probably due to region locks and other factors. I hope this issue is resolved after the full release. Another thing I'd like to appreciate about the devs is that they've been conducting multiple surveys. I hope they listen to the feedback and make the necessary changes to improve the quality of the game. In conclusion, it's a good game. And honestly, I enjoyed my time playing it, especially the combat, the boss fights, and the co-op content. If you just want to kill some time with your friends, fighting cool bosses or challenging others in PvP combat, then it can be a fun game. However, there isn't much for solo players to explore once you've completed the story. I may revisit the game from time to time with new releases and updates, but I'm not sure if I would want to play it on a daily basis. Do let me know in the comments what you think of this game. Do you think it's pay to win? In my opinion, despite having all those pay-to-win elements in the game, right now, it's very well balanced in its current state. But I'd really like to hear your thoughts on it. And if you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to stay connected. After all, games are more fun when we get to enjoy them together, and every bit of it. See you in the next video.